Good morning, everyone. Hello, folks. Welcome to Salty Sweet Games. I am the aforementioned Salty.
And
Kienna.
I am sweet.
You're the sweet, Kienna.
I am. Yeah, my internet decided to fuck off right there.
It was all so smooth, now it's ruined. It's ruined.
Oops.
You know.
Oh well.
What are you gonna do?
It's fine. It's cool.
No, I'm gonna derail the entire session to talk about this. Anyway, these various assorted spices are our friends. Hold up, I'm putting up that Peru music. Yeah, nice. Before we go around and meet everyone in their invincible characters. See, I jinxed it. I jinxed it. You're welcome. Let's talk about some channel stuff. Firstly, a ton of thanks to our sponsor, Roll20, our virtual tabletop of choice, which unites gamers across any distance with easy-to-use tools, which is especially great for how the world is right now. So, big love to Roll20. We are part of their Spotlight program, and it's super cool. There's a hashtag over on Twitter if you want to check out other channels who are part of it. Also, all our emotes are live! We have 4 beautiful emotes, and they're so wonderful. They're by Zaraneska over on Twitter. Thank you to everyone who subscribed and gifted subs to get those. Thank you very much. Also, we have merch on Redbubble. It's very cute. Go get some. Why not? Last few things, we here at Salty Sweet Games use safety tools, lines, veils, X and O cards, because while the characters are going to be put through hell, the players are here to have fun. Also, there are donation options down below that can impact our game. You can use bits, or if you just click on the images, that'll take you to our Streamlabs tip page. Just all you gotta do is click on it. It's fine. Without further ado, we're going to meet our players, starting with Kienna. Hi, Kienna. Nice to see you again.
Hello. Yes, sorry for internet problems. This is how it is today.
It is. I'm not forgiving you. Who are you playing?
Wow. Well, I am playing Irene, who is a resident art forger, sad girl, who had a time. She's had a day. I think that's the best way we can describe it. Had a day.
Yeah. Had some fun. It's good. No secrets. No sad secrets. Allie. Hey. What up?
Hey, everybody. Sorry, I wasn't prepared to answer that question. Was that in the script?
Oh my god.
Really sorry. I feel so unprofessional right now. Hey, everybody. It's Allison. I play Ganymede Graves, adventure scientist, who has a big gun, and we're about to find out if she's afraid to use it. Spoiler, she's not.
Okay. All right. This is my torture. Summer, save me.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Summer. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Mr. Charlie Rapp, who uses he, him pronouns, and he's getting his drank on with his new infant friend. Sweet, tiny baby. Every time Charlie asks how old Zeb is, in his mind, he remembers it 1 or 2 years younger. Every time. Until he is yet to be born. And he talks to ghosts. We haven't seen that yet, so don't tell anybody. That's a secret.
Good. I'm glad. It's a well-kept secret. Super.
I plan on taking it to my grave.
Your early grave. Speaking of early graves.
Early grave.
Tommy.
Hello. Yes.
I'm
the furthest from the grave right now in my character's lifespan, hopefully. Knock on wood. Yeah. Hi, I'm Tommy, Imperative Fingo on Twitter sphere. Hopefully trying not to die today. Although my characters have all been seeming to make bad decisions lately, so we'll see. I play Zebulon Augustine Montgomery, Claiborne Montgomery III, who is Bab. He's 17 with a group of strangers for the most part. Like, just in Peru on spring break. And all he wants is a gun because there are weird, fat-sucking vampires here and he's the beefiest one here. Yeah. Hashtag get Zeb a gun.
I don't approve, but you know, what can you do? What can you do? Last time, our heroes headed to the Hotel España with a plan to confront their patron of this archaeological expedition, Augustus Larkin. However, when they arrived, Gus was in a troubling state. Ganymede had to administer his medicine, which turned out to be heroin, which was legal, before they could even begin to interrogate him. When he did become lucid, he insisted that he knew nothing about De Mendoza's predilections. Meanwhile, Irene, with her artist's eye, searched De Mendoza's room and found an odd golden mask tucked under his mattress. As she examined it, she was overwhelmed by visions, which culminated with tendrils of darkness overtaking the sun. Despite her warnings, Ganymede decided to have a go at it too, and she was also met with these visions. The group decided Gus needed some rest, and they had a report to make to the police about De Mendoza, so they split up to accomplish more stuff. Charlie and Zeb got to know each other a bit better, along with Jax and Elias. They're drinking. They're chilling in the hotel. Everything's great. Meanwhile, Ganymede and Irene went back to the museum where they found their pal Professor Sanchez gasping and weak on the floor. All he managed to say was, "He kissed me." And that's where we will pick up right away. Let me change this music. What am I gonna do with that?
And then he kissed me. Is that what you're putting on? Because that would be really great.
That's what I'm hearing.
That's totally, whatever you put on, that's what I'm hearing.
No.
Hateful. Disrespectful.
Thanks. Hi. Thanks. Anyway, so Professor Sanchez is on the ground before you. Now, having this moment to kind of look, especially as he's talking to you, you see this kind of rancid liquid around his mouth. The window is open. You do see that cracked pane, which is, you heard glass shattering, which is what brought you here. What do you do?
Irene, what do we do?
Oh, God. Irene probably wants to make sure that that our good professor friend's okay, but she will look at the window.
Mm-hmm. It's open.
Yeah.
This is a first floor window?
Yes.
Can I do a quick spot hidden in the room? No, never mind. What am I saying?
I don't know. What are you doing?
Ganymede turns to Irene. Take care of the professor for just a moment, would you? I'm just going to nip out for a moment. I'll be right back. And she, vaults out the window.
Okay.
And has her trademark shotgun boarding axe at the ready.
Good. Great. In the middle of the, museum and university. Awesome. So, you see him, it is nighttime. You can see, what you assume to be De Mendoza ahead of you. And
How far ahead of me?
It would be a good time to have the chase rules pulled up, but sounds silly. Far enough that he's not like in close range of your shotgun.
Yeah. Is he on the move or is he stopped?
Oh no, he's on the move.
I'm going to I call out to him. Mr. De Mendoza, what's your hurry?
He does not stop.
Yeah. All right. I'm coming. I'm going to come back in through the window then.
You are?
I am.
All right. Irene, what have you been up to?
Irene probably had a hot second of like thinking about calling out to Ganymede, but it's already too late. She's out the window. So she's just gonna hurry over to the professor.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah.
At this point, he is passed out. He's unconscious. Why don't you make a spot hidden roll?
Cool. That's a success, but
Ooh!
I automatically get the
Oh, yes.
the bonus die.
Yes, do that.
Fifth, that's a normal success as well.
Yeah, nice. Okay. I will say you, as he passed out, you noticed him kind of clawing at his shirt, which has come open a bit, and you swear that you see something moving. I'm gonna change the music. Don't worry about it.
Don't like that.
You don't?
No.
Why not?
I'm gonna. But if it looks like that he's trying to like, you know, if it looked like he'd been clawing at it,
Yes.
I think that she wants to like open it more
Uh-huh.
as kind of like a, you know, because the automatic reaction is, oh god, like he was having trouble with something here.
Yeah.
So
Trinidad enters at this point, just looking horrified. You can open his shirt more, and the movement that maybe you thought was coming from underneath the shirt is coming from under his skin. Oh. Go ahead and make a sanity roll.
Fuck. Okay. Hate that.
What?
That's a success.
Nice. Okay, you do not lose any sanity at this time.
Cool. So she's watching this, and I think if Trinidad had entered, it's like, do you medical people anywhere on site here?
I'm not sure.
First aid kit, something.
Yeah. She leaves and will come back in a short amount of time with a first aid kit. Ganymede, you have re-entered by this point. Oh, I wish I had a clock. There's a clock, just so you know.
Well, unfortunately, he was too far gone. I felt as though I'd be better. Oh my god, what is that? Do you need me to sanity as well, assuming I've seen what's happening?
I mean, are you right up in there?
No, but I'll move there eventually.
Well, you can wait then.
Yeah, I think you see Irene is like has her hands on the professor's chest, kind of like wherever the the movement is.
Yeah,
Kind of like
it's
put
like
it like
moved
around.
down. Yeah, to his like abdomen.
Yeah, so she's kind of like putting it around. Like she's not touching it, but she's touching the area around.
Yeah.
This movement, and kind of like oh god, like.
Yeah.
It's like
And
this long of something. Very wriggly.
ooh,
More in his like abdomen area.
yeah. Miss Graves, there appears to be something within the professor's body. And you can see her like frantically like trying to keep the thing in one place, essentially. So there's a lot of touching the professor happening right now.
Yeah, Ganymede is utterly fascinated by the idea of this, so she would definitely go in for a closer look.
Okay. Make your sanity check that I know you want to make.
I'm just, yeah. A sanity check. A success.
Great. You see the same sight as described to Irene, this kind of wriggling thing that seems to be in his abdomen. The professor is completely unconscious at this point.
Oh my. Oh, that is. I've never seen anything quite like that. There was this time in Africa, but and at this she's going to kind of go through the. Can I do a first aid on him to stabilize him? I'm just trying to keep him alive. If he's
he doesn't appear to be dying.
Oh, okay, cool.
You can do a first aid to do something else. I would just have to know what it is.
Yeah. I think she's just checking his vital signs to make sure that he's stable. We should find a hospital. This needs a doctor. This needs a hospital.
I'm just gonna look over to Trinidad. Do you know where the closest one is? Is it...
Yes, we can get a cab, I guess, and get there. I'm concerned about moving him.
Well, I unless there's a doctor nearby, he needs professional medical attention. He needs it very quickly. I don't think there's any. There's my first aid check. Is there any immediate risk of moving him as far as I can tell?
Have you rolled it?
No,
No.
That was... I'll spend the luck.
Okay. You don't think so? I will say with that, you think that this stuff around his mouth, I mean, it smells bad, but you also see it kind of burning the skin around there. Like it's caustic.
I want to get that off, but I want to... Is there a if there's not a cloth or something nearby that I can grab
there is.
or tear off a piece of the curtain, I want to try to wipe that off without coming in contact with it.
Okay, yeah. Easily done.
Okay. And I'm going to fold that cloth up in another piece of cloth or something because I want to be able to test it. I want to I want to science it.
Okay.
Or
You
get somebody
got
to
it.
science it. Okay. In terms of where the hospital is, I mean, I know that we don't know precisely, but do I think that the ship is closer? Would it be faster to get him there?
Is the ship on the river?
It is. No, it's docked in the. We're in Lima, right?
Uh-huh.
It's docked in the harbor.
Then it's much faster to go to the hospital. Oh, actually. Ooh, I'll transition us to our other screen where there's a map of Lima that includes a hospital.
Well, there you go.
So you're currently at 5. The hospital is at 6.
Okay. Yes. Yes, a cab would be good. We should go as quickly as possible.
Trinidad runs outside to hail a cab. Are you two carrying him?
Irene, can you give me a hand?
Irene's gonna try.
Yeah. I mean, you both are actually...
Ganymede's pretty strong.
Yeah. You're both
She
fine.
could probably carry him on her own, but...
Okay. As you move him, you hear... Again, he's unconscious, but you hear almost like an involuntary, like, gagging. And you can continue to go and meet Trinidad, who's talking in very rapid Spanish to the cab driver, and she holds open the back door for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Irene's
go ahead.
keeping a close eye on the Wiggly.
Yeah. It seems almost as if it's hard to tell, but it doesn't seem to have settled yet. It's like moving all around that area.
Yeah, so she's still like keeping an eye on it, and I think
Yeah.
as she gets back in the cab, she's like doing the going to try to keep it in one place thing that she's been doing.
Yeah. It definitely is helping. Like, you sometimes are able to catch it, but soon after it wriggles away. But still not settled. On the cab ride, with the movement of that, it doesn't seem to have been stopping in any particular place. Okay. And you are on your way to the hospital. Let's hop over to the boys. You know, they're having a good time.
Why? Nothing to see here.
I know, you're just having a great time.
Just guys being bros.
Yeah.
Just bros in the bar.
Just bros in the bar.
Do you like that
No,
music
nothing
change
to
up?
see.
'Cause
Yeah,
I
it was
do.
great. I loved it.
Thank you.
Vibe with it.
So
Hi,
yeah.
I'm probably getting drunk.
cool. Jackson is still with you. He is not, he's drinking, but not like getting sloshed or anything.
For sure. Oh, I'm not getting sloshed. Charlie
Okay.
didn't get sloshed, but he's a high functioning drunk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gotta be.
As I recall,
Yeah.
you were gonna send someone up to check on Gus.
I think we were gonna go.
Yeah.
What, as a group?
Well, no, not as a group, but I'm not gonna send freaking Zeb up there by himself because we know what happens when we send Zeb by himself places.
Good things happen.
Zeb took care of himself. Thank you very much.
He did. It still doesn't stop the fact that it would have been nice for you to probably have somebody else with you. You know, maybe somebody who had a gun.
Rude, Summer. Rude.
No, not rude. Yeah, so I think Charlie puts, like, we see him like putting down his shot glass after he's taken like what we don't know how many shots this is. But He looks over at Zeb. So we should probably go check on Mr. Larkin.
Sorry, I just blanked out on Zeb's voice.
It's just a lot of energy.
Yes, I do suppose that we should. It's been. Zeb doesn't have a watch. Zeb's looking around. Zeb's maybe a little tipsy, maybe a
like
lot
an
of
hour
tipsy.
or so. Does that seem appropriate, Lauren?
Yeah, an hour.
I don't know how long it's been. We should probably head
An
up
hour.
and make sure that Mr. Zeb, not Mr. Zeb, that's my name. Mr. Larkin is doing all right.
Whoa there, Zebulon, you all right? Jackson's
I
got
am
his pisco sour.
Perfect. I am as fine as a peach, Mr. Jackson.
As a South Carolina peach.
No, peaches come from Georgia, Mr. Jackson.
He laughs at that. He laughs heartily.
All right. Well, if you want to keep our seats for us, we shouldn't be long. We're just going to go pop up there, make sure that he's not dead, and then we'll be back.
Zeb definitely gets out of his chair in the way that not like super drunk, but like where you're getting there and where you get out of your chair very loudly. Like the chair scrapes very loud, like you push back from the.
You're making active decisions to try and not be as drunk as you are. You do everything with purpose.
You're trying to look in
Sober.
control, completely sober.
I think Charlie's just watching until you're done getting up, and then he'll get up too. And I think Charlie even leaves like his jacket or something. Like he leaves something behind to be like, we're coming back. And we'll kind of pay for what they've already had, and then we'll head upstairs to go check on Larkin. See what's up.
Okay.
Zeb says hi to everyone they pass.
Hi. Hi.
Or good evening.
Hi.
Buenas noches.
No, he says good evening. He doesn't speak Spanish.
Oh, Zeb. All right. As you get upstairs, I'd like both of you to make listen rolls.
Yes, I'd love to. I'm bad at that. I can't hear over the sound of my own drunken breathing.
And both of you have an advantage from Katie. I think it's you. She said sweet boys.
That's us.
Okay.
Who else could it be? We're the only boys around. Okay.
No, they're
Here
both
we
for
go.
Jackson Elias. Nice.
A success. Congrats.
Oh my
Extreme success.
God.
Holy hell.
The alcohol is good for Zeb.
Good.
He is.
You listen
He's
so
on top of the world.
It keeps him a little bit more quiet than usual, surprisingly. He has time to listen.
So, sorry, I just had to change something. I don't want you to worry about it. It's just like a subtle.
I already know he's here. I already know it, Lauren.
What are you talking about?
I already know it. I don't need to hide it from you.
So I will give this to Zeb, just because that roll was ridiculous and it'll probably never happen again.
Sure.
As you get closer to the room, you definitely hear two voices. I'll say, Charlie, you hear that too, but Zeb, you hear two voices and neither of them sound like Larkin.
Now, Mr. Rapp, I do believe that our associate has some friends over. I don't know if we should be going in there disturbing them.
Oh, you mean friends like Mr. De Mendoza?
Exactly. Do you have a gun on you?
I do. And Charlie's going to go.
I instantly feel safer.
Charlie's going to go over. Oh, he's terrible at using it, though. Don't ask him to shoot
I don't know
anything.
that.
He's going to go over to the door and he's going to knock, knock. Do these doors have peepholes?
I mean,
Do they?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna do this either way, but
Yeah.
he's gonna knock on the door and then stand to the side
Uh-huh.
of the door.
Yeah.
Has
Just
the door
so
been fixed
whoever-
yet?
No.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
But he's gonna knock on the door and then stand with his back up to the wall
Uh-huh.
to catch him by surprise, just to see who it is, pretty much.
Yeah.
But he's gonna lean real casual, but also be prepared to shoot
Yeah.
somebody.
Casually.
Zeb leans real casual on the other side of the door.
Yeah, yes.
Like,
That's what we're doing. We're leaning. We both look. Well, Charlie looks really casual. Zeb looks like a drunk
like
person
he's trying to be casual.
Zeb looks like a drunk teenager trying to be casual.
Perfect. Okay. The voices go quiet,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear footsteps moving, and then you hear Gus call out, "Yes? Who is it?"
Charlie like narrows his eyes a little bit. It's Mr. Rapp coming to check on you.
Oh, yes, come on in. The door is still broken, so you can just
Okay.
come in.
I will tell you now, Lauren. I have alert, and I'm never surprised in combat.
Yeah. In
Just so
combat.
you know it.
I know it.
Good. Never surprised
In combat.
in combat. So if I am attacked, that would be combat. Thank you. So
I'm aware
good.
of what defines combat.
They can't jump me, Lauren. Okay.
I know.
And
Don't jump Zeb.
Charlie goes, okay. And he goes to the door and opens it.
Yep.
He's nosy. He wants to know what's going on in here.
Yeah. A very similar sight as before, although... What's the memory roll? Is it int or education?
I believe.
I think it's education, right? Knowledge? Whatever's next to it. You can make an intelligence or
education.
roll.
Great.
Probably intelligence, but whatever.
I'm going to do intelligence. 'cause I'm
Intelligence
better at
is
that.
idea,
Uh-huh.
and education is knowing.
Knowing. Maybe education then.
Which one do you want?
Do education.
Oh my
Edumacation.
god, stop. Here we go.
Okay.
You gotta be kidding me. Wait, I'll use an advantage. Can I do that now?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Whee!
The room definitely looks, not necessarily like it's been cleaned, but that, some things that were here are no longer here. It does look like, from what you all saw earlier, it looks like the heroin has been replaced. Like he's got another thing ready to go.
Oh, like refilled.
Yeah.
Got that prescription refilled. Great.
And I mean, perhaps he could have done it. It definitely looks like things here kind of moved about at the very
Yeah.
least. But he is still in bed.
Who else is in here, Lauren?
No one.
Are you sure about that? Can I perceive?
Would you like to do a spot hidden?
I would love to do a spot hidden.
Okay.
Here we go. Success.
No one else is in this room.
Great. Love it. Yeah. Charlie comes in and comes over to toward the bed. And I think, Zeb, you might not notice it. Time will tell. Charlie gives a lingering glance at the door to the other room, but does not say anything as they're walking in, but then goes over to Larkin's bed.
Do I need to roll for this?
For what?
A spot hidden of Charlie looking at the door.
No,
Charlie glancing at the door.
you see that. You pick up
Zebulon
on
just,
it.
as comes through the door, he just knocks on the door again. Coming in, Mr. Larkin. I hope we're not interrupting anything.
I'm already in.
Good. Zebulon, you're here. How are things?
Sort of like,
Well,
we just wanted to make sure you were doing okay.
Yeah, we said we'd check on you every now and then, just make sure you're recovering, that you're going to be, back to, full health for our trip.
Oh, I most definitely will. I wouldn't miss it for the world. He does look a little better. I'll give you with your spot hidden. Like, he's definitely recovered, at least from that.
Zeb goes
that
and
episode.
casually leans next to, like, basically, if the door to the other room would open, he would be behind it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But he's just gonna go casually lean next to that door in the trying to look casual lean, but not doing it successfully because he's almost drunk.
Are you all right?
I
young
have
Mr.
discovered the wonderful nectar that is tequila tonight.
It is very good. It's very good.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't quite like it so much on the first shot, but by the fourth, it was not so bad anymore.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I told him it was an acquired taste, and he's in the works of acquiring it.
Well, I suppose it is the weekend, as it were. So.
Sorry, don't mean to pry, but as we were coming up to the door, I thought I heard you speaking to somebody.
No. Sometimes when I do have those episodes as you saw earlier, I do tend to wax on, as it were.
Can I
Insight check.
Can I psychology with, and I'll go ahead and use advantage, I think, on this one. So
Okay.
here we go. Roll. Thank God.
Regular success.
Yes. One would see.
Nope. Zeb knows nothing.
Uh,
Down to one, everybody. Help.
it's. Oh yes, we should get our rolls back. There we are. I think with that, it's not that you think that is very possible and isn't, like, the fact that he does that is not a lie. Like,
Yeah,
I'm sure that happens, basically.
for sure.
And I think since you got the regular success on the listen check earlier, you can't like call him on it. Zeb is the one who heard right the distinction in the voices.
Yeah, that's why I think he said, like, I heard you talking to somebody, because he didn't realize that. He just heard people talking, right?
Totally, yeah. So it's kind of, you're not necessarily sure that's what was happening, but you're not, like, you can't be like, liar.
Yeah. Well, I can be. Watch me do it.
I mean, you can. You can be.
Yeah, I don't, that's not Charlie style. Yeah, he doesn't say anything about it. He just kind of nods a little bit. All right, well, we'll get out of your hair. We'll swing back by closer to dinner if you want us to bring you up something.
Oh, yes, that would be wonderful. Escabeche is my preferred dish.
All right, well, we can make that happen for you. And I think he gets up and moves away from the bed, back over towards Zeb.
Mm-hmm.
We're just downstairs if you need anything.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Charlie will leave the room.
Zeb will sort of like nod and sort of wave off Mr. Larkin. Anything you need, Mr. Larkin, just let us know. We're here to make sure you're able to make that trip up to the mountains that we're going to.
I appreciate you so much, Mr. Montgomery.
Tips a hat that he does not have on, and walks and closes the door and immediately whispers to Charlie, he was definitely lying. There were definitely two people in there talking that were not Mr. Larkin, and that's all I know.
Well, I'm thinking that they must have moved into the side room.
So that's why you looked at the door then.
Yeah, that's why. Well, we have a couple options. We can go back downstairs and continue to drink tequila until the rest of our party rejoins us, or we can sit here and listen, see if those people come back, or we can go knock on the room next door.
I like 2 out of the 3 of those ideas.
All right, you want to enlighten me on which two?
The tequila idea, that was a good one. But I'm also good to just kind of post up here if we are concerned about Mr. Larkin's health.
All right, well, if somebody...
Or I could post up here and you could go knock on the other door.
Seems like yeah, that's definitely an option. The thing that bothers me is that we didn't see anybody, come up here. Not to say that they might not have come by while we were out, but I do think, considering what you saw of Mr. De Mendoza, it's not impossible that he would have come into the building by other means. So I'm not sure that necessarily watching the doors will be 100% our best bet. It'd be better to watch the outside of the hotel. We'll see if anybody comes or goes.
All right, then.
And so my, like, on a meta level, my 2 ideas that I have is, one, we could go into one of our rooms because Lauren said the door have peepholes, so we can watch through the peephole. Or we just go outside and we wait to see if there's, because I think that as Irene and I were on the street, we could see De Mendoza from the ground. We could see him from the street. He was up in a window and I waved at him. So we technically could probably see movement in those rooms from the street. Are there any buildings around here that are of equal height, perhaps, across the street that we could get to?
The closest one of equal height is going to be the Hotel Maury, which is like 10 minutes away.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so we will casually go back downstairs.
Okay.
And I think go outside. We can stop by Elias and just let him know, fill him in that there's people.
Elias is not there. You do see him standing outside. Like, he's still got an eye on, like, your jackets, but he has moved outside and is smoking.
Yeah, we'll get our stuff and head out there. Charlie will come up to him and say, all right, well, Mr. Larkin his health seemed to be improving, but he was with company when we walked up to the door, and they mysteriously disappeared when we came in to check on him. You didn't happen to see anybody come into the hotel, did you? Anybody would recognize?
No, I did not. Not come in, but I came out because I thought I saw... not De Mendoza, but someone who reminded me of him. He was like staring through the window at me.
Could you dark him for me?
White, gaunt, dark hair, kind of in not quite rags, but close to.
Does this remind me of the person who was following?
Yep.
Great. Yeah, Charlie says, when we, the night that we met, I had a meeting directly after at the bar, and as I was walking the young lady home, I noticed that we were being followed. And, well, the person that you've described seems very much like that person. So it's possible that we've been followed since we got here.
Mayhaps. Well, I don't know about you gentlemen, but I think I'm gonna have a long day of recovery tomorrow with all this going around in my head, plus the tequila, so I may turn in for the night.
Charlie just kind of nods. We're gonna hang out here for a little bit, I think.
You have a good night, Miss Jackson.
Thank you. And he tips his hat and walks inside.
Yeah. I think Charlie will just like motion for them to go across the street so we can get a little bit of distance,
Yeah.
but mostly just hang out.
Yeah. When you cross the street and you kind of look back at the hotel, you can see the window where you saw De Mendoza previously, and it is hanging open.
Great. Love that.
And we will head back to our friends who are arriving at the hospital. Yay! I think since you found Professor Sanchez, it's been about yeah. Probably by the time you get to the hospital, it's been half an hour. I say that for no reason. There's definitely not a clock. So, you arrive there. You can bring him inside. Is there anything besides like the typical thing that you're doing? Like you're obviously bringing him in to be tended to.
I think just describing the symptoms to the doctor or nurse or whomever meets us.
Yeah. I think here I would like one of you to make a persuade roll.
Oh. I don't have anything in that.
A persuade roll. Could it be a charm roll? I'm happy to make the persuade roll, but
I think this is more about like getting this information across, getting it across quickly. Okay, you did. Okay, you did it anyway. The attending
Massive
person listens to you, nods. They just don't appear to be in a rush. And they can take him back. Trinidad is going to go with him. What are you two doing?
well, I don't know that there's much use for us here at this point.
Well, I suppose not. Was there a phone at the hotel?
No, there wasn't.
Okay, fun. No way to easily contact. I mean, should we wait around and see what the verdict is, or should we just go back? I am a little concerned.
I am as well. But I'm also concerned about Mr. Larkin, and I would very much like to have this sample of that foul-smelling substance around his mouth. I'd love to have it tested. Perhaps we could take this. I could take this sample down to the ship, see if the chemistry department could have a peek at it, and then we could head back to the hotel. I'm sure that Trinidad will let us know what the outcome is.
Right, of course.
Okay. You can head back to the hotel. I think at this point, you're going to meet Charlie and Zebulon across. You'll see them across the street from the hotel. We'll get everyone back together.
Can we... Is it okay if we say that that we took the sample to the ship to be tested?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not capable of doing that myself, but I think there's people
Sure.
using a scientific vessel. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good evening, gentlemen. What time of day is it, by the way?
It's... Ooh. I think we're getting pretty late here.
Enjoying the cool evening air, are we?
Good evening, ladies. Hope your time at the university was fruitful.
Ganymede looks to Irene, sort of.
Well, we did get some information.
Great.
There was an incident at the museum.
What kind of incident?
Well, we were walking through and we heard some glass crashing and walked into the professor's office where he was. He had been affected by something. There was a strange substance on his mouth, yes? Right, Miss Graves?
Yes, I've taken it down to the Daring to have it tested. It appeared to be corrosive, though. And he said that it came from, well, I think from Mr. de Mendoza. He was there. I attempted to give chase, but he was gone before I could get him. He's the professor's at the hospital.
He said something about being kissed, which is very odd.
Now, did he look like he had his fat sucked at all?
No, but he had something in his abdomen, under the skin, moving around. It was about the size. I don't know what it was, but it was certainly moving, and it was certainly in his body. So we managed to get him to the hospital. Miss Trinidad is with him right now.
Well, that does sound like a eventful Research trip. Are the two of you all right?
Well,
Oh, yes. Not a scratch.
Well, we were here downstairs with Mr. Elias for a time, and then we went up to check on Mr. Larkin. He does seem to be doing better. Currently, we are watching his room. Charlie points to the open window.
Mr.
Tell him,
Larkin had guests over.
Tell him what you heard, Zeb.
Mr. Larkin had 2 guests over, and then they were not there when we entered the room. So we think, and he told us that he had no guests, but we're fairly, wow, I am dropping into into some other accent. Now we are fairly certain that
You all noticed
he was
Zeb's
lying to us.
drunk.
Yes, you all notice it. We both
Seb
kind of smell
starts
like
trying to
tequila,
copy
probably.
Charlie's accent.
It's turning into Charlie. It's so cute. Okay. Yeah, I think Charlie just kind of pats him on the shoulder as he's trying to make sense of what happened. Anyway, we think that the 2 guests disappeared into the room next door, and considering we didn't see anybody come or go, I think that they might have found a different way in. And he's still staring at that open window. We haven't seen anything since we came down here, though. No movement. Okay. Oh, also, there was a man. I pointed him out to Irene, didn't I?
I think you pointed him out to Trinidad.
No. I'm pretty sure because he was still outside the hotel with me and Irene.
Oh, okay.
When
yeah,
I'm fairly certain. I can check my notes.
You. No, I believe you. Cool.
Because what happened was he was outside the hotel because he followed me and Trinidad back to the hotel.
Yes.
And when me and Irene left to go to the other hotel, to our new hotel, he was outside, but then we lost him once we got on the tram.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, so he would look over at Irene and be like, and the man that I pointed out to you the other night, he's been hanging around. Mr. Elias said he saw him staring in through the window from outside. I haven't seen him since we've come out here, but I think that he may be working with De Mendoza. Basically, I think there's 2 of them.
I wonder what reason our convener would have to lie to you about his company.
Maybe they were more fat suckers.
In which case, Zebulon, you have left him alone with them.
My personal opinion is that they vacated the premise before, or while we were talking to Mr. Larkin, but I think that he was hesitant to tell us because if one of them was De Mendoza, he knows very well that we've reported him to the police this afternoon. I don't think he'd come forward and say, oh, the man that, attacked Trinidad was in my room moments ago.
Also, my dad does say that, some men dig their own graves and there's nothing you can do to save them from it.
Yes. I just want to make sure we don't fall in ourselves, Zebulon.
Fallen is bad, yes.
I think they've left Larkin alive this long, right? They clearly need him for something. They are working together. And if Larkin has an idea of what they are, which I think it would be hard not to, then I trust that he's all right, and that we'll find him so if we head back upstairs.
Perhaps. I just can't say I'm very comfortable traipsing off into the jungle highlands with someone who's willing to withhold the truth about anything.
Charlie looks over at Irene to kind of see how she's doing with all this.
I'm not sure if we can back out without looking suspicious right now. But I also don't know how comfortable I am going forward.
What are the chances of him going without us?
Well, he seemed very adamant about going.
He waited this long for a group?
I mean, he did not seem like he was in the best of health to be going by himself. Don't think he'd be able to go unless he had other people with him, and his associates, his friends, do not appear to be the ones who want to go with him. I don't see that man making any sort of a trip up into any sort of mountain by himself.
Hello.
And he had the opportunity to bring along local experts from the university and chose not to. He needs us, or people like us.
Maybe we should put the theory to the test. Let him know that we're considering withdrawing from the trip. See what he does. See if he scrambles. Tries to convince us to stay.
Would be an interesting experiment.
We don't have to say we're absolutely leaving, just that we're considering it, which we are.
Is it wise to bait the tiger like that? Now, I don't know about all the rest of you, but I would rather not have fat-sucking vampires bearing down on my throat.
I understand, but we'll all be there together. And 3 of us have guns.
Yes. Now, we had mentioned possibly getting me a gun, so I'd like to get back onto that strand, onto that ribbon there. How are we feeling about finding me a gun? Because it sounds like we may be kicking the hornet's nest, as you might say. He's got this like super like innocent look on his face.
Charlie's just looking at the other 2 like, y'all handle this. I'm not getting this kid a gun.
Irene looks to Ganymede and is just like, well, you did mention something about the ship.
Yes, I could have one sent, I suppose, with the results of the tests. I'd like to see you sober up first a bit, I think.
Oh, well, most certainly, Miss Graves. By the way, have you ever tried tequila before?
So, are we turning in for the night?
No.
Okay.
Are you gonna get him a gun?
The test results will probably be tomorrow sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. I'll have them send a handgun of some kind.
Quest complete.
I think we're gonna go up and basically try and like corner Larkin to see what he would do to see if he has to postpone the trip, because we did talk to the professor about delaying the trip long enough for the museum to get together. Obviously now that's going to be delayed, probably considering he's in the hospital. But
Yeah.
it would still be interesting to see if this could be the beginning of a delay that we could cause. So is everybody comfortable with that idea?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
Deb is
awesome.
getting a gun. He is now comfortable with that.
You're getting a gun tomorrow. Are you still comfortable with it?
He's still comfortable with that.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll head up
Great.
to Larkin's room.
The
Back
door
on up.
is nice and broken still.
Great, love it. Bam! I kick it out. No, I knock on the door.
You hear a long, drawn-out sigh.
Yeah,
And then brightly, come in.
I do come in. Has anything changed since the last time I was here?
No.
Okay.
Hello everyone. It's good to see you all together again.
Mr. Larkin, my associates and I have some unfortunate news to share with you, I'm afraid.
Yes.
Well, we're strongly considering abandoning this expedition of yours.
Oh. Because of the actions of Mr. de Mendoza.
In part, but also because, well, it seems as though you are not completely honest with us about what's happening and why. And frankly, I'm very uncomfortable with an expedition leader who's not willing to be completely honest. You had company here this evening, did you not? My colleagues heard them, but you denied it.
I did. I'm sorry. I couldn't tell you they were still in the other room.
We also know that the museum approached you to try and send experts with you on the expedition, and you declined.
They want to take the whole thing over. This was... I discovered this. They would take credit for everything.
Why not just say that to us? Why lie?
This expedition, it's all I have.
Mr. Larkin, trust is a two-way street. We can't work with you if we can't trust you. This is a very serious expedition, and one of our members has already been attacked just being here.
What can I do to help in this situation?
Well, I can't speak for anyone else, other than Zebulon, of course, but I, for my part, I think Mr. de Mendoza has to go.
Of course. I want nothing to do with the man now that you have informed me of his true character.
Can I do a psychology check?
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
He seems genuine. I mean, the man seems also genuinely, upset.
He seems worked up. Yeah.
Yeah. I will do anything to make this expedition happen.
Including, perhaps, adding to our number a member of the staff from the university? Miss Rizzo, perhaps? Or the professor?
Certainly. Certainly, whatever you think is best, yes.
And we would need your solemn commitment to share with us honestly and truthfully and completely exactly what it is you know and what you intend. If I find that you've lied or misled again, I'm afraid that I must withdraw.
I understand. Everything else is, as I've said it, in terms of the expedition.
In terms of the expedition?
Yes, in terms of my intents, it's the discovery. You understand that, Miss Graves. Please, my friends, this is very important to me.
So, who stopped by this afternoon?
De Mendoza. He was here, he was beseeching my help. And when he heard you, he told me not to say anything and went to the other room. I did not see him after that.
Mr. Larkin, Zeb here heard two voices that were not yours.
There was, yes, he had a friend with him. I think he brought along to, intimidate me. Not that that was very hard with me being bedridden. I think he called him Pedro.
Can Zeb do a psychology check here to see if he's nuts right now? Because he's also trying to think about, like, Zeb is unschooled. Zeb is not unintelligent per se.
Yeah.
So he's very good at, like, he's good at trying to put things together, and he's trying to think, would Mendoza have been, if Mendoza had attacked the professor, would he have also been able to make it back here in time to intimidate? And also, he just sounds like he's lying.
You can make
drunk people are very empathetic. I would petition for advantage.
No, I would say these are two separate roles. One is psychology, and one I think education or intelligence. I'll take either.
Can I do intelligence for the putting math together of De Mendoza? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna use an advantage on the psychology roll.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm using an advantage. My last one.
Okay.
Oh wow, you went the opposite way. First one's a failure on that.
What a great
Second one is a hard
advantage.
success on my psychology.
That is the first successful psychology roll. Wow, we need hypes in chat for that fucking one. I've never, like, I don't know if I've ever had 2 ones. Okay. Couple things. Charlie, right away, there's no way De Mendoza could have been at the library or at the museum rather, when those two were there, if he was also here.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, they only saw the back of this man, whoever he was, so, but there's no way that he could be in both places.
Yeah.
Zebulon, what are you particularly looking for? Just a general feel if he's withholding?
I feel like he's not being 100%. I think he's. I don't know if Zeb thinks he's straight up lying, but I think he might think that he's not saying everything.
Yeah. You are absolutely correct.
All right. Now, Mr. Larkin, I like you plenty, and I would like to see this trip go forward.
I like you too, Mr. Montgomery.
But Mr. Larkin, there's one thing that I cannot abide by, and that is people who put others at risk without them knowing, especially when they do lie. See, now my daddy he's a real God-fearing man, and he's about as straight as the laces on the old pigskin.
When you say God-fearing, I'm gonna just say you're the one who picks up on this because of your psychology roll. You think you see him snort. Everybody else just looks like he's on drugs, so who knows?
Now, I may not be as God-fearing as my father, but I do have a healthy respect and slight fear of my father. And if he found out I was lying, that could have gotten other people hurt. Well, he would have belted me 5 ways to Sunday. So, Mr. Larkin, what is it that we don't know? I could do a persuade roll if you want.
I don't think it's necessary.
Is there helping? Yeah.
Yeah.
Zeb starts getting his belt. No, I'm just kidding.
He doesn't say anything, but with that, finally, the success level you needed, he does that thing you missed earlier, or that you couldn't quite place when you talked to him about cleaning up his room. It's like his eyes narrow, and they just don't look like Gus's eyes for a split second. And it's not that they change in color, but it's like they're not his. And only you notice this, Zebulon.
I don't know if Zeb has been. How big was that gold medal piece thing again? Would Zeb have been able to carry it around with him while here?
25
pounds, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be right back, everyone. You all continue this conversation. I was gonna go back over to Kienna in his room to get the gold thing and bring it back.
You'll have to excuse our young friend. He had too much tequila, I think.
His face brightens. That certainly explains it.
Charlie doesn't say anything about the De Mendoza blip because he obviously wants to talk more to Irene and Ganymede because they were the ones who were the first responders on the professor scene. So he doesn't want to call out a lie if he doesn't exactly know what the miscommunication is happening. He doesn't know if Larkin is lying or if the person that they saw or encountered was not actually De Mendoza. So he doesn't want to bring that up.
Yeah.
But he looks over at Ganymede and Irene. So, how are we feeling about this trip? Considering Mr. Larkin has agreed to really any terms that we would make to keep the expedition going. Are we satisfied for now?
Well, I don't know how many more answers we're gonna get.
I'm as curious, and she includes Larkin in this. I'm as curious as Mr. Larkin is about what we might find.
Yes, I think it could be of great historical value, Miss Graves.
Yes, I quite agree. Very well. And she walks over to his bedside and sort of extends her hand to him. Let us consider ourselves recommitted then.
He puts out his hand to shake yours. So oily.
All right, I'm back. What did I miss? And Zeb's got the gold thing in his hand.
We've agreed to continue on the trip for now.
Real quick, Mr. Larkin, are you familiar with this object here? And he's going to hold out the object towards Mr. Larkin.
Like a crucifix?
Or like offering it to him to hold it?
Yeah, like offering it to him to hold it.
He pulls his hand away from Ganymede's. No.
Mr. Larkin, I do believe this is one of those very old things that you are very interested in.
I am.
And I have no idea what it is. I'd like to get your expertise on it.
Miss Graves is the expert. That's part of why our correspondence went so well. I would show it to her.
Can we pick up what's being put down here as a group, collectively?
He looks a little uncomfortable.
No, I mean from Zeb. Like, Zeb's clearly getting him to touch, trying to get him to touch it, right? This is not
thing,
subtle,
Larkin.
a subtle affair.
No.
Touch the thing, Larkin. Touch the
it.
thing.
He does not move to hold it.
I've had a look already. But I have to confess, I'm quite stumped by the whole thing. I would very much appreciate your expertise and your opinion, Mr. Larkin.
Fine. And he holds a hand out.
It's kind of heavy.
Yes, and I am, as you all know, not the strongest physically. Holds both hands out.
Zeb places it in his hand.
Okay. Make a spot hidden roll, everybody.
Okay.
Hey.
Nice. My friends who got a hard success. It basically looks like, to the others of you, it looks like he kind of like pushed it away because it falls onto the ground. But those of you with a hard success, he never touched it. It's almost like it bounced away from him. Like, before it even made contact.
I'm sorry, that is my fault, Mr. Larkin. I am just a bit clumsy. Zeb is going to pick it up, and then he's going to go to hand it back to him, but this time he's going to try and pretend to trip and just drop it on him.
Well, this... okay.
Roll to trip.
Roll the trip.
No, like we...
I'm just a bit drunk, Mr. Larkin.
You go to, like, drop it on him, and it again, it's like the rest of you think it bounces off his like stomach or something, which it shouldn't really do. It's 25 pounds, but those of you who rolled the hard success, it's not touching him.
So it like goes off of him like straight back onto the ground?
Yes, but without touching him.
Yeah. I don't even notice that.
Yeah.
Neither.
Zebulon, maybe this is something for the morning when you are not so inebriated and I'm not so tired.
No. I'll get it. We'll get it this time, Mr. Larkin. Don't you worry. We will get it right. We will get it right
Mr.
this
Rapp,
time.
please.
No, I insist, Mr. Rapp.
And
I insist.
Hold on. Charlie's gonna gently put a hand on Zeb's shoulder and look into his eyes. And the eye that is away from Mr. Larkin, he's gonna give him a wink. And he's gonna take the gold thing away from him. And he's gonna go hold it close so that Mr. Larkin can see it. And I will hold it for him.
Yes. It does look like the geometric, the patterns, Miss Graves, don't you think they look similar to the pendant?
That was my observation.
Well, that's where did this come from?
The museum.
Ah. Well, is it on loan to us, or did Mr. Montgomery steal it in his state?
Oh no, it's on loan.
Mr. De Mendoza was after this when he attacked Zeb.
So maybe you should put it somewhere that is far away from Mr. Zebulon, to keep him out of danger.
It's not a half bad idea.
Perhaps returning it to the museum when you go to speak to your friend, Miss Rizzo.
Well, we would hate to put them in danger, considering De Mendoza was apparently willing to injure, if not kill, to get it.
Then turn it into the police. I'm sure they can handle it.
Mr. Larkin, I'm sure we'll figure out a solution. You won't have to worry about it.
Don't want anyone else put in danger.
Of course. Well, I think we've had a very significant and forward-facing discussion.
I do apologize for my clumsiness tonight, Mr. Larkin. I think this will certainly be something in the morning when I'm a little bit more clear-headed. But
Good night, then.
you have a good and healthy rest there, Mr. Larkin. Zeb will exit.
Is everybody leaving?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, Irene wants to be the last one out, and she'll give like an apologetic little, like, smile and nod to Mr. Larkin.
He smiles back.
Yeah, and she'll close the door, and she'll kind of, sorry.
Miss Blackwell,
Yes, Mr. Larkin?
there's, something in your eye.
Oh, which one is, what is
no,
it?
sorry, it's just, a look. You look different.
How so,
smiles.
if I ask?
It's just an expression, I think.
Well, hopefully it's a good one.
I think so. Thank you for your help. I appreciate it.
Of course, Mr. Larkin. Let us know if you need anything.
Thank you.
And she will close the door.
Yep.
And probably wait until she gets pretty far down the hall before she says anything.
Alright, now I'm not the only one that saw that, right? Like you saw that he couldn't touch that thing, and Zeb is taking the thing back. We are not getting rid of this thing. This thing stays with us.
Yes, that was very strange, to say the least. I've never seen anything where you can't even make contact with it.
Now, you think he was afraid of getting burned by this thing, just like sort of Mendoza was?
Sorry, could you catch me up?
When Miss Rizzo said that when Mendoza broke the box with this thing, he accidentally touched it and he was sort of repelled by it, I guess, or something like that, or it seemed to hurt him.
He was burned by it. We saw the traces of that on the...
Mr. Larkin had a strange look in his eye, almost as if it wasn't him looking at us, like someone else was looking at us in there. So I thought to myself, what if he's got a little bit of that weird fat-sucking devil inside of him? And I thought maybe we could check with this here gold band that seems to be a bit of a anti-demon fat-sucking vampire thing.
Why, Zebulon, that's downright scientific of you. I'm impressed.
I don't know about scientific, I just kind of put two and two together. But, he couldn't touch it. It kind of just bounced off of him. Almost like, I know I'm not talking about bouncing off like a wide receiver who can't catch the ball. I'm talking about, like, just never even touched him.
Like two magnets.
Yeah, similar to that.
Sure.
Just didn't make contact before it repelled. So it's not like he was being burned, but like he physically couldn't touch it. If I may ask a strange question of all of you.
By all means.
Have I looked different recently? Specifically, my eyes?
Hi, hello. Have we noticed anything?
Now, did you change your
Intimately
makeup?
familiar with those eyes.
My sister Pearl, she is always asking questions like that. Something she subtly changed about her look, and she gets a little upset when some of us don't notice.
I don't wear makeup very much. No, it was just a very strange comment from Mr. Larkin before I stepped out.
I could do a reading for you.
A reading?
Yeah, tarot reading.
A tarot is in the cards, the oracular cards. Is that... You believe in such things, Mr. Rapp?
Well, I find that can sometimes help illuminate things that are hidden.
Do you need a roll or anything to see if do we notice anything different?
Nope.
Okay.
Now I must confess, Miss Blackwell, I have not known you for very long to have really noticed any sort of change. In fact, we met yesterday, right? Yesterday was the first time we met.
Yep.
No, but considering that you noted there was something strange about Mr. Larkin's eyes, it seemed like an oddly specific comment.
Zeb looks real close at Irene's eye. It's just like not like too in your space, but just a little bit, just a little skosh too close, right?
Nothing looks different about her.
No, I think that your eyes are the same. I don't know what color eyes are.
They're
Irene's eyes.
dark brown, black.
Dark brown. They're the same pretty brown that they were yesterday. I don't know. Mr. Larkin's change was just like his eyes sort of went weird. Kind of like they were looking past me, or like through me.
Well, hopefully the comment is just something strange, but I'd like to keep an eye on it. I think she notes the pun that she didn't mean to make after
Zeb
a
snorts.
half second after she says it, and then just continues on like she didn't do anything. Right.
So are we still going on this thing? Are we still planning on it? Now, are we still planning on going on this trip?
Yes, we are.
With the man that none of us trust.
Keep your
Who
friends
might
close.
have a demon worshipping, bat sucking thing inside of it.
Yeah. That's it.
All right, then. I'm just gonna keep this thing with me.
Yeah, sleep with it under your pillow.
That is the plan. It's the wrap.
Yeah. Bedtime?
Sleepy time.
Unless Irene wants a reading, I'll give you one.
I think Irene wants the reading.
She does?
She trusts Charlie. And they've probably done this before.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, so here, so how Charlie does his readings is he welcomes in spirits to guide his hands when he is shuffling the deck. So if you need me to make a medium roll,
Yeah,
Well.
let's do it.
see if I get anything from the beyond. Hard success.
Because I'm not intimately familiar with tarot.
I can do it. I can really pull cards for you. I've got it ready to go.
No. The cards that I think what happens is you are doing the reading as normal, and you start you pull, say, a final card, and the card that comes up is the devil, and you kind of, I mean, does he play with his cards as he does it, or does he set them down once?
He sets them down.
Okay. So at that point, as you pull that card, the windows kind of burst open with wind. And your deck, good half of the deck falls onto the floor with the wind, and all of the cards are the devil card. And I think that's where we'll end today's session.
Totally normal. He knew that this deck was all devils. Joke's on Lauren. He got this deck out specifically to scare Irene. No.
Let me put on our happy Peru music. Where is it? There it is. Hi. Get that happy stuff going, maybe. Yeah. Fade out the scary stuff. Alrighty. Let's do this. Let's go around and say hi to everybody. How did you feel? Is everyone good? Let's start with Mr. Montgomery.
Oh man, I'm good. That was a great episode. I'm loving how my luck in rolling swings from week to week. It goes from very good to very bad. Today was not bad in terms of rolling. Yeah, that was a great episode, and I'm glad we got to see Zeb be a little bit more than a beefcake, and a good boy, a little bit more than a beefcake and a good boy today. And yeah, I can't wait for next week. Zeb, and you may think that Zeb was joking about sleeping with the thing under his pillow. No, he is literally sleeping with the thing under his pillow.
Nobody thought he was joking, Tommy.
But yes, I'm Tommy, @Pengu on the Twitter sphere. I do tabletop RPG stuff across the interwebs, along with some video editing, like the intro for this show. Other than here on Saturday mornings right now, you can find me on... excuse me.
Don't die.
Yeah. You can find me on Fridays over on Encounter Roleplay, also playing a horror story, where my character is... swallowed some.
Tommy, just cough. Do it. Get it out. Yeah. Hydrate.
Right. Swallowed some rice flour down the wrong way.
That's what you get.
Over on Fridays on Encounter Roleplay at, I think it's still 7 p.m. Eastern next week, at least until time goes back to being normal for the UK and the US. Yeah, that's I'm done. Yep.
Awesome. Summer.
Hi. I feel great. Feel good about all of this. It's so fun. Yeah, I am Summer. You can find me on Twitter @JustASummerJob. That's where I tweet about everything that I've got going on, and mostly retweet because I'm too lazy to do it myself. But yeah, you can find me here every Saturday. You can find me on Off the Table Tuesday, bi-weekly Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. Oh, actually, every Wednesday. Just kidding. Starting this coming Wednesday, so every Wednesday. And where else am I? You can find me on Dylan's channel, Anarsis, here on Twitch every other Saturday, and we will be back on Sundays. Don't know when. Time will tell. And I'm on podcast. Just follow me on Twitter.
Perf. Allie.
That's all you need.
That was so much fun. I love this campaign, love these characters, love all of our friends in chat. Thanks so much for coming out to support us. It is especially nice to connect with you all here at kind of ground zero of the latest apocalypse in Seattle. We have been basically in our apartment for the last 10 days, and it's awesome to get
That's
to
why he was hiding his hands.
Exactly, of course. He
don't want germs.
No germs.
I don't blame him. you can follow me on Twitter at Allison Robinson with 2 L's and a Y and see all the stuff that I have going on there. But don't do what I'm doing and like get too deep into coronavirus Twitter, because super scary and maybe not super good for our mental health. Gonna use that as a moment of accountability for myself. Anyway, so much just adoration for all of you. This was a blast.
Yay.
See you next week.
Key, what do we want to do? Talk about yourself. Hey.
Yeah, we'll do our personal Twitters and stuff. You can find me over on Twitter at Kienna S. Best way to figure I'm doing when I'm not here on the channel. I'm mostly here on the channel, but I also do streaming in other places. I also do writing and designing and all that stuff. Yeah. And where can we find you, Lauren? On the
I am Lauren. I'm that salty ginger over on Twitter. You can find me here. You can find me on Off the Table. You can find me on the Scraticus Academy playing games with my friends.
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
channel stuff.
Right, yeah. Tomorrow, I think the big thing is tomorrow we have The Witcher in the morning, and then at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, we are hosting a game of Ross Rifles. Do you want to talk about that, Kienna?
Yeah. So we have a few friends coming onto the channel to play some Ross Rifles, which is a Canadian World War I Powered by Apocalypse game. Super awesome. So we're finding our all newbie soldiers on the front lines of France, where things are quiet for now. So it's going to be super cool. We have the one of the designers of the game coming on to play as well. So definitely come and check us out tomorrow, and also on the 28th.
That sounds right.
No, 29th.
Yeah, that.
29th.
Sunday.
So it'll be a 2-shot, and we have our friends Jason, who's running the game, and we also have our friend Jess, who was in chat earlier today, to play with me as well. Lauren will be the American behind the scenes.
Yes.
So that's coming up. Want to give another thank you to our sponsors, Roll20, for being wonderful, for helping us make this show happen on this channel, and also bringing a bunch of people from all across the continent together to play games. At this time, virtual tabletops are real good, and Roll20 is our favorite. What else? We have a YouTube channel. If you ever miss an episode or you want to rewatch one, they go up on our YouTube. Usually Tuesdays, Thursdays. So we catch up over there. So go subscribe to us, because we're super close to getting a custom URL. Please help us. What else? We also have a Redbubble where we have our merch. So if you like pretzel and you like complex love polyhedrals, we have our designs up there. It's a great way to support us. And of course, a big thank you to everyone for supporting us, either by following or subscribing or anything else on here. It really helps us to keep the channel going, because we pay for everything out of pocket for production. And it helps us do cute emotes as well.
They're so cute.
Last but not least, go find us over on Twitter. That is one of the ways to find out when we go live. We do little reminders about that. But it's also where we announce, impromptu streams, which will probably happen more often over the next couple of weeks. Probably do some more video game streams or one-shots or whatever else. So follow us there to keep up with us. I think that's it. I think we're good.
Alrighty. Okay, everybody. Wave bye. Goodbye.